I know it's been a while since my last Change My Life review video, and so many things came out that I could have done a review on, but these reviews are basically, I can do it when I can, or I'll do it if I feel like it. And at the same time, I was pretty busy cooking up this. By the way, go check it out. Anyways, anime. What is obviously the most life-changing piece of media in the entire world. It definitely made a change. Even to me too. If it weren't for me getting into anime, I probably wouldn't have gotten much influence for the things that I make now. I'm mainly just an enjoyer who happens to sometimes take inspiration. I know I may be technically considered a weeb depending on God knows whose logic, but I'm not absolutely crazy for anime shows or movies. Except for Speed Racer, greatest fucking anime ever made. What I mean by this, sometimes I feel like anime fans can be the most toxic people that you can encounter. And if you are one of them, I'm just letting you know that I am fully anticipating your next move, just like Joseph Joestar, being posting extreme criticisms in the comments for absolutely no reason. Again, you guys, I'm very self-aware. Anyways, the anime shows that I'm familiar with are JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Hunter x Hunter, Demon Slayer, Speed Racer, and Attack on Titan. Though, I'm not gonna lie, my attention span for that show is kinda... One anime that I never really saw myself getting fully into is... One Piece. Sometimes, through all the memes and clips that I've seen of it, it sort of interests me into watching it. But... yeah... And a lot of times, I always hear people sort of shitting on it, saying stuff like, it's too much. I mean, I guess I could see why. But when I saw that Netflix is making a live-action adaptation, I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool, whatever. Then when I saw the first trailer for it, and although many people shat on it and was fully anticipating it to be like Dragon Ball Evolution, I was like, I might actually check this out. Cause I realized that it is starting fresh from the beginning, meaning that I can catch up to it and not have to sit through 1,000 fucking episodes. Though I am aware that when it came to live-action anime adaptations, they seem to kind of suck. Except for Speed Racer, greatest fucking movie ever made. Then the second trailer came out and oh my god, I don't care what anybody says, I am going to watch this. The live action was made to bring newcomers like me into One Piece. So, let's see if One Piece has indeed changed my life. So here's the basic premise of the story. The main character, Monkey D. Luffy, dreams of becoming the king of the pirates. So he sets off to form a crew and find the mythical treasure that is called the One Piece. So if you ever wondered what the title meant, there you go. Anyways, I was able to watch all 8 episodes of the first season, and holy shit, it's awesome. I definitely knew that One Piece might be something I would be interested in, but at the same time, I wasn't really sure of that. But this adaptation, although of course I wasn't really a One Piece fan, I still got pretty hyped for this show. And I think it definitely has lived up to the hype. It even made me check out the first few episodes of the One Piece anime just to see how faithful it is, and yes, it actually is pretty damn faithful. Now obviously, changes were made, but it was just really cool seeing the live action follow the same events of the anime or manga. And they even did the transition panels that are usually done in anime. It was honestly really life-changing to see another live-action adaptation actually simulate anime-like elements after watching the live-action Speed Racer movie. I also really like the cast too, especially the actor for Luffy, Iñaki Godoy, if that's how his name is pronounced. Why? Not only because of his energetic personality, but the actor deadass kind of looks like me. So I kind of found him relatable in that department. If there is someone other than me who would play a live-action Eric Samoa, it would most definitely be Iñaki Godoy, since he also can capture that same positive energy. Only thing is his accent, but he just looks perfect. As you see him in action, you can tell that he just makes the role his. Like, if there would be another live-action Luffy, I feel like it would be unmatched compared to Iñaki Godoy. The chemistry between him and the other characters is just life-changing. And speaking of the others, I also really like them too. Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, and even Kobe. I didn't actually think that I would like him since he was sort of introduced as a wimpy character, but after he joined the Marines and by the end of the show, he isn't really that bad after all. And also from what I've heard, he essentially gets a huge glow up in the anime after a time skip, so I am genuinely curious to see how they'll execute that here in the future. Oh, and this guy too, I guess. The visuals of the show were great. I personally think they captured what the world of One Piece would look like in real life pretty well. Other live-action adaptations tend to do this too, but they mainly focus on faithful-looking visuals rather than making the lore faithful to the source material, I believe. And I've been told that a lot of the boats in the live-action One Piece are actually real and not CGI. Life-changing stuff. For times when they do use CGI, like for Luffy's stretchiness, or other devil fruit powers and other things, I thought they actually looked pretty good. And they won't have most people constantly shitting on it like with a lot of MCU projects nowadays. I also really liked how they did the fight scenes too. Seeing how Luffy was usually the one to finish off the bad guys, with his signature Gum Gum devil fruit powers, definitely gave me vibes of an anime fight. Therefore, I thought they executed them pretty well. To think that One Piece is about pirates, you'd think the fight scenes would just be generic sword fighting or gun shooting or stuff like that. But of course, with additions like devil fruit powers, it makes them way more unique. I feel like it wouldn't have been this faithful to the source material if it weren't for the original mangaka, Eiichiro Oda, being involved with the production of the series. For the live-action Speed Racer, it was able to be faithful without the involvement of Tatsuo Yoshida by not following too much from the original but still staying true to the spirit. The Wachowskis created an original story for the live-action, which was completely justified since the original anime didn't really have a story that all the episodes followed. Usually each pair of episodes would have their own stories. At this point, you've definitely noticed that I have brung up Speed Racer quite a lot throughout this review. I am just so glad that this series gives an opportunity for it to get more recognition, because it is literally an underrated masterpiece that doesn't get as much attention as it deserves. As for any nitpicks that I have for this show, I honestly don't really know what to say. And I guess that's mainly because most of it comes from the whole idea that not everything can be translated well into live action, like cringy dialogue and moments that would just be weird in live action. But at the same time, I personally didn't mind it too much since I completely understand what they were trying to do. I will admit it for this scene though.
Of course I will. Of course I will.
Of course I will!
Yeah. But in conclusion, I really liked this show a lot. I am very excited to see more of it in Season 2. And Netflix, you better not do that thing that y'all are so obsessed with doing for some reason. Thanks to this series, I so far have kind of became a fan. I might definitely watch more of the original anime to understand more of the lore and stuff. I hope future live-action anime adaptations can learn from One Piece and create a golden era where live-action adaptations are actually good. Very much so how we basically are now with video game adaptations. And I especially hope that the live-action One Piece will influence J.J. Abrams into making his live-action Speed Racer series actually fucking good. So, did One Piece change my life? Absolutely. On a life-changing scale of 1 through 10, I give it a 9 out of 10. Anyways, thank you for watching. I know that this review is most definitely not as well structured as other people's reviews, but for me anyway, writing reviews isn't all that simple, which explains why I haven't made a video like this in a while. If you're new to my channel, check out my animated web series, The Vehicular Testing Human. Episode 1 is out now, and as for Episode 2, It'll definitely be a while, but in the meantime, you can check out my other content relating to the VTHuman, or join my Discord for updates and questions you have surrounding it. You can also ask in the comments too if you so choose.